Of all the Disney-produced Star Wars films to date, none have captured the essence of the original trilogy like Rogue One. What was initially considered a risky concept focusing not on the Skywalkers, but instead on an unknown group of rebels, proved to be the most organic way to expand the universe. Which is why it seemed like a guaranteed hit developing a prequel series featuring Cassian Andor, or Mon Mothma, and/or this guy, plus this lady. Oh, and don't forget this guy, but definitely not this guy. Case in point, this is a series that tells the story of the rebellion itself, not an individual character's journey, which is why marketing Cassian Andor as the central protagonist lessened its overall appeal. Looking at a series like The Mandalorian, we can see it follows a simple yet effective formula. Din Djarin travels to new locations each week and interacts with a variety of characters. This approach works exceptionally well in the Star Wars universe as it opens the door for spin-offs. But a series like Andor isn't meant to operate in the same fashion, as it's far more akin to Game of Thrones than The Mandalorian. It features a variety of intriguing characters who all contribute to the larger narrative at play. Pair this with the fact that we as an audience already know Cassian's fate, which makes him a weak choice for the central protagonist in a series that requires many. We spend a significant amount of time in the first few episodes getting backstory for Cassian that do nothing to further the story of the rebellion. The result is a very slow burn that continues throughout the remainder of the series. Even the title card feels like watching paint dry. Things start to pick up as we're introduced to other pivotal characters involved in the rebellion, but then we find ourselves faced with a bait and switch, wherein Cassian takes a back seat in his own series. As such, it makes for a jarring experience to those not invested in the greater narrative being told, which could be why the series never took off the way Disney had hoped it would. And while pacing is the major weakness of the series, it's not the only one. With 12 episodes to get through, there's more than a fair share of filler that bogged down its progression. We spend too much time on supporting characters like Serial and his mother, who have breakfast in 3 separate episodes. Other characters like Aunt Petunia and her house elf droid feel way too generic. And when she dies at the end, her pre-recorded speech comes across as too predictable. There's also a revolving door of minor characters who never survive for more than a couple episodes, before they're killed off and we repeat the cycle. Except Serial. Why not Serial? Now, aside from these setbacks, there are also some major wins for Andor, not the least of which being breakout characters that elevate the experience and do some serious world building. Characters like Luthen, who show an entirely new side of the rebellion, one that's not afraid to play dirty if it means bringing an end to the Empire. On the other side of the coin, we have characters like Dedra, who manage to humanize the Empire, not only in her struggle to be recognized for her contributions, but also her unwavering loyalty. And then we get characters like Kino, who bring to light a ruthlessness of the Empire, the likes of which we've never seen. The prison breakout episode being one of the most harrowing moments of the series. And it's not just these characters that elevate the experience, but also grade A Star Wars spectacle. Ask just about anybody, and they'll tell you the heist in episode 6 is where the series truly starts to feel like Star Wars. Not to mention scenes like Luthen's getaway, or Dedra's interrogation of Bix. But of course, the end credits scene is the real mic drop. Say what you want about the Death Star being overused, but learning that Cassian played a hand in his own destruction by unknowingly building parts for the Death Star is nothing less than chilling. Key moments like these are what outweigh any negatives in the series. All in all, Andor is some of the best Star Wars Disney has produced. Where it misses the mark, in my opinion, is all in the name. For those not interested in Cassian, they miss out on so much more. And for those who watch specifically for Cassian, well, they don't get exactly what they were promised either. But I can't stress enough just how much this series enriches the Star Wars universe, both narratively and emotionally. And with a second season already in production, the countdown is on until we return to a period of civil war in a galaxy far, far away.